Hey everyone. As we continue with our 2024 year in review, we decided to take a look back at some of the games that really surprised us in a good way. This could be about having a mechanic that exceeded expectations or because the game itself just kind of came out of nowhere for us. Regardless, we hope you enjoyed these games as much as we did. Number 5.
Starting off the list with Abzu. I've played a few underwater games before, and I've really liked them, but this is easily one of the better ones. It was really immersive. The story took a turn that I did not expect. It was just the right length, which I can really appreciate. All in all, a great little game.
So, my number 5 is Unicorn Overlord. This one's a big surprise, not because I didn't think it'd be great, I did. It's because of how well it scratched that Ogre Battle itch. Ogre Battle and Ogre Battle 64 are two of my favorite strategy games ever, and I've been wishing for someone to touch on that style for years. Unicorn Overlord absolutely hit that fantastically. It wasn't perfect, and some of the story felt a bit disjointed from the overarching storyline, but it was an absolute blast and reminded me of why I love this style of game.
Number 4. Sticking with the giant squid theme, my number 4 surprise was The Pathless. This is a game Dad got when the PS5 was launched, and he raved about it, so I was really looking forward to trying it. It was a blast. The action was fast, the movement was fun, the boss fights were incredibly creative, and the puzzles really made you think. The boss chasing you around added some tension, but when the tables flipped, that was a real rush.
At number 4, I'm going with Never Alone, a small little indie game set in Native American mythology. We went into this short co-op game with zero expectations, and it was a really fun experience. I think my favorite part is the mechanic of finding owls hidden in levels that unlock small videos that showcase the stories, culture, and people of the Inuit tribe. Combining fun gameplay, a neat story, and education in one game was brilliant, and I really hope we see more games like this in the future. Number 3.
At number 3, I'm copying Dad a bit here and going with Never Alone, but for much the same reasons. Firstly, it had a really cool story. As Dad mentioned, you don't get many games on Native American mythology. The couch co-op multiplayer was also really fun. I especially liked that the fox and the girl played so differently that Dad and I didn't mind changing roles as we played. The best part of all, we played this right around my Native American history unit in school, so the little tidbits here in the game were really cool for me.
At number 3, I'm going to a game from our backlog, Final Fantasy V. So, it's no secret that I love Final Fantasy, but 5 is one that I was never able to complete. I had bits of it sort of spoiled for me by Dissidia Opera Omnia, and I had played it multiple times, but always got pulled away at just about the exact same point. So to finally complete it was a joy, and I was surprised how much I loved this game. The music, the characters, and especially the humor vaulted this game far higher up in my list of favorite Final Fantasy games than it had been originally.
Number 2. At number 2, I have Persona 3 Reload. I hadn't ever played a Persona game before, or any super long RPG for that matter, so I really had no idea what to expect here. I found myself really liking the characters. The different personas were also super cool. The music was great, the combat was fun, the dungeon design was really neat, which I also liked. Really makes me excited to go back and play other Persona games in the future, and what a Persona 6 game might look like.
So, The Legend of Zelda is the first game I remember my mom buying for me as a kid. So, when we got a chance to play as Zelda, finally, there was no way I was going to miss this. So, for me, at number 2 this year was Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. This was such a gem. I love the puzzle solving, the creativity, and the whimsy of it all. I particularly love that they still let Link be present and awesome. They didn't need to degrade him to build up Zelda, but they still made sure Zelda got to be the star. It was a fantastic balancing of the two, mixed with neat mechanics, a charming art style. Man, I really hope we get more Zelda games like this. Number 1.
And my number one surprise of the year is Zelda Echoes of Wisdom! The story here was pretty cool. This was my first real Zelda game, besides a bit of Breath of the Wild I saw Dad play. But playing as Zelda was really different. I liked all the echoes and the ability to be really creative and approach puzzles in my own way, and that was a lot of fun. I really loved the graphics. As my dad called it, the claymation style was super unique. All in all, I had no idea what to expect here, and it blew me away. That's why it is my number one biggest surprise of 2024.
And at number 1, I have Tales of Kenzera Zao. This Metroidvania style game came out, and I heard some fluff about culture war stupidity, but I decided to give it a fair chance, and I'm so glad I did. The music is amazing. The mythology, well, not one I resonated with, was really interesting. The voice acting, art design was all superbly well done. While it had some mechanical issues that I didn't love, the story and message hit so well, and there was nothing I've played this year that surprised me more. Zao has stuck with me more than any other game in 2024, and as such, it was a pretty easy pick as my number one biggest surprise.
So those are our top 5 games that surprised us in a good way. Have you played any of these? What are your top surprises of last year? Whatever your thoughts, please support us with a like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks everyone!